I want to talk about unforgiveness or forgiveness, whichever way you want to look at it. We all know that in the Bible, we are told that we will be forgiven as we forgive others. We are told we need to forgive. But oftentimes, most times, it's easier said than done. What does it look like? But more importantly, when we do struggle with it, when we do struggle with letting go, I want to encourage anyone that comes across this video to ask God to reveal to you what your personal reasons are as to why it is a struggle at times. So one of the things could possibly be that by holding on to something, we are trying to protect ourselves. Sometimes some of us grew up in an environment where we weren't protected, or whatever the case may be. But so if that is the case for you, one of the things that can help, so for me, for example, if I am offended or hurt, this is something that I can start doing. And that is immediately identifying that I'm actually trying to protect myself. And then having a biblical affirmation that I already have in my mind for a situation like that. For example, like one of my favorite scriptures is actually Psalms 91. I'm looking, I did have it. Yeah, so Psalms 91, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I actually did have it memorized, but since I have the video going, suddenly I forgot. But Psalms 91, verse 1, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. And in that moment, when you are self-aware and you realize that you are possibly trying to do the work in the flesh of protecting yourself, you can instantly say to yourself or out loud, He is my protection. I let go and forgive. So it has to be something that you already have decided ahead of time, because in those moments, in those weak moments, we need to be proactive to know what we're going to say to ourselves. And then another thing can be confidence. So when we're lacking confidence in who we are and who we are in the Messiah, that can be another reason why it's harder to let go of hurt and anger, and it's harder to let go of, harder to forgive. And so I would encourage anyone to look up scriptures, whatever it is whatever the reason is for you, where it's harder to forgive, or if you have an issue with unforgiveness or letting go, I encourage you to just look up the word, do a word study, protection, confidence, whatever the case may be, and proactively, again, have a biblical affirmation, something quick that you can just tell yourself in that moment. So with confidence, for example, Romans 5, 8 through 10, but God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Since we have now been justified by his blood, how much more shall we be saved from God's wrath through him? So in that moment, if you realize if something's coming back to you, like a hurt or something that is hard to let go of, and you realize that perhaps it's maybe it is a lack of confidence. Maybe you're concerned about what someone else thinks of you, or maybe what they said about you actually is true. Maybe it is, but you're working on it with the Lord. Whatever the case may be, in that moment, you can stop yourself and say, Yeshua is my confidence. I am confident in who I am in him. I am confident in who I am in Jesus. I let go and I forgive. So those are just two examples, protection and confidence. But each individual, each one of us has something specific that is unique to ourselves and to our own experiences. So I want to encourage you to ask the Lord while you're praying for the Holy Spirit to guide you and show you what it is specifically for you. Oftentimes, we just say, forgive. You have to do it, forgive. But if we don't know the reason behind it, of why it's hard for us specifically to let go, it's not going to happen. So I encourage you to be proactive and join me and work on this with our Holy Abba. I hope this was helpful to someone, and thank you for watching.